Hello and welcome, friends. Wish you all are doing well. The problem I'm going to address today is that at the very initial stage, from the very beginning, we try to be perfect. Whenever we will speak, everything will be perfect and everything will be correct. This is our natural intention. We intend this, that whatever I will speak, those will be perfect. There is no harm in thinking this. If you think this, there is no harm. But you must understand the basic reality. Without speaking, without making mistakes, you cannot be perfect. Remember it. Without making mistakes, it means without doing initial mistakes, you cannot be perfect. But we the learners of spoken English, we have this tendency, whenever we'll speak only perfect and correct English. My sentences will be smooth, my sentences will be grammatically correct, and whatever I will speak, everybody will be impressed on that. But things are completely different. You may have great knowledge of English, you may have, but it doesn't mean that you have the knowledge, you have the skill of spoken English. English knowledge, knowing everything of English doesn't mean that you will be able to speak very good English. This is completely different. And there lies the problem. As we know what is correct and what is wrong, which sentence is correct and which sentence is wrong, as we already know. That's why whenever we intend to speak, if we speak wrong, we cannot go further. We stop there. We stop instantly. That's the problem. But this is not the problem with the kids. They do not know anything. Whatever comes to their mind, I'm speaking about the kids, the little ones. Whatever comes to their mind, they speak out. Whether it is wrong or right, they never mind. But the grown-up learners, they know better. They understand better. If someone speaks wrong, they can point out. Because the grown-up learners, they have knowledge of English. As they have knowledge of English, they can find out, they can point out if anyone speaks wrong. Even when they themselves speak wrong, they can point out. As a result, they never try to speak. As a result, when they try to speak, they find out their own fault and they keep mum. They stop there. So, what should we do? We are human beings. Admit it that we are imperfect. We are imperfect. We are not perfect. And it's truth that we will make mistakes. Admit it that whenever we will speak, we will make mistakes. That is part and parcel of our life. That whenever we will attempt to do anything at the initial stage, in most of the cases, we will make mistakes. And we should take lessons from that mistakes. So what is the gist of my speech is that we are human beings, we are imperfect. At the initial stage, we have to learn the skill, we have to acquire the knowledge, then only we will be able to deliver. And in case of spoken English, we will have to deliver. So at the initial stage, when you will deliver, you don't have the skill, that's why you will make mistakes. Don't try to be perfect at the initial stage. Yes, we should try for the perfection. We must try for the perfection. Gradually we will achieve it. To some extent we will achieve it. But don't try to be perfect at the initial stage. Your main duty at the initial stage, at the beginning, that we must continue speaking. We must continue speaking. In my speaking, in our speaking, there may be lots of mistakes. As these are words of mouth, once you have committed any mistakes, you have spoken wrongly, those are already spoken. You cannot rectify them. When you write something, if you write something wrong, you can cut it. You can pen through it. But in case of speaking, if you have spoken wrong, that is already wrong. That's mistake. So we must be cautious. And when we become cautious, overcautious, no word comes out from our mouth and we become deaf and dumb. We cannot hear anything, we cannot speak anything. But spoken English is a medium of communication. If we cannot speak, it means our communication is completely disturbed. So remember one thing, at the initial stage, we must make mistakes. We are human beings. We tend to make mistakes. It's our natural habit. This is common. Main problem is our English knowledge prevents us speaking wrong. Whenever we speak anything wrong, our English knowledge points out that I myself is speaking wrong. It's not the thing. We should not speak this way. We have the better way to speak, then we cannot speak anything. The more you speak, the more perfection you will get. So try to speak and don't fear. Keep speaking, keep doing mistakes. But deliberately never do it. Deliberately making mistake is a sin. Never attempt it. That I will make mistake deliberately, willingly. Don't do that. We try to achieve perfection. In doing so, we sometimes make mistakes. This is part and parcel of our learning of anything. In case of spoken English, it is highly pointed out, but in case of other skill, there also you make mistakes, but you don't mind too much. In case of spoken English, we become overcautious and think that everyone is noticing me. Everyone is trying to find out my faults. Sometimes it is fact, sometimes everybody is ignoring you. Nobody is pointing out your faults. If anybody points out your fault, what's the matter? And if you know that you are making some faults, rectify it in your next speech. There is no harm in rectifying. But if you stop speaking, you will never speak. You will never speak. You will never be able to speak. The skill of spoken English will not be the part and parcel of your life. If you want to make it the part and parcel of your life, then start speaking. Start speaking and never try to speak perfectly, speak correctly at the initial stage. Whatever words, whatever sentences you have in your possession, with the help of these words and constructions, try to speak. This is my today's advice, that don't stick to the point that I will speak only correct English. This is not going to happen. You will not be able to speak ever. Whatever comes to your mind, with simple words and simple sentences, speak them out. I am not extending my words too much. I am concluding here. Love you all. Bye.